Hey guys, it's the Lagfather back again with our favorite series, Skin Check. As you all know, Marvel Rivals Season 3 is back and better than ever, dropping a bunch of insanely cool and badass skins. Like seriously, just looking at them makes you want to go wild in-game. Not only do these skins look awesome, but some of them actually come with pretty cool lore too. Like, did you know Squirrel Girl's symbiote suit is actually a parody of that classic moment when Spider-Man got taken over by Venom in Secret Wars 1984? And the Phoenix skins for Namor and Emma Frost? Yeah, those were made possible thanks to Iron Man. There's a ton more fun facts like that, but if I spill them all now, it wouldn't be as fun, would it? So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stick around. We've got plenty of wild stuff coming up. Alright, enough talk, let's check it out. The Devouring Duo skin was inspired by Venomized Jeff's design from Deadpool issue 10, released back in 2019. During the King in Black event, the massive showdown between Marvel's heroes and Knull, Jeff accidentally got taken over by a symbiote while fighting one of Knull's dragon minions. When that happened, his whole body turned this slick, shiny black, his cute little eyes turned pure white, and his teeth got all sharp and creepy. Dude looked straight up terrifying. Later on, Venomized Jeff made a comeback on the cover of Extreme Venomverse issue 5, which dropped in July 2023. But this time, he looked way cuter, not nearly as creepy as he did back in the King in Black event. So even though the Devouring Duo skin was inspired by Jeff's darker, scarier look from King in Black, the actual vibe feels more goofy and adorable, kinda like his design in Extreme Venomverse. It's honestly so freaking cute, it'll melt your heart, easy S+ tier skin for me. The return of Jean Grey's skin was inspired by her red and blue suit. From the first issue of X-Men, Red, released in 2018. After the events of Phoenix Resurrection, the return of Jean Grey, Jean officially came back and took the lead of the X-Men, Red Team. Right from the very first issue, she rocked a sleek, form-fitting outfit with two main colors, deep red and dark blue. The design was simple, bold, and modern. The suit featured a red body and sleeves, combined with dark blue armored sections on the chest, shoulders, arms, and legs. Plus, Jean's iconic headband in that series was dark blue to match. You can see that Marvel Rivals gave Jean Grey's comic look a bit of an upgrade, adding extra details like shoulder armor, metallic patterns, glowing blue accents, and even a phoenix aura. None of that was in the original comic, by the way, since at that point Jean was no longer the host of the Phoenix Force. Overall, this version of Jean in Marvel Rivals feels like a mashup, part classic Phoenix Jean Grey, part modern design from X-Men, Red 2018. It looks fine, I guess, but honestly, it kinda just feels like they slapped a color filter on a default skin. Pretty mid, I'm putting this one in B tier. The Symbiote Squirrel skin was inspired by Squirrel Girl's look when she got taken over by a symbiote. In the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl issue 5, released in 2015. In the story, Doreen Green accidentally tries on a symbiote suit and ends up becoming Venom Squirrel Girl. Her whole body turns pitch black, with only her eyes and the chest emblem glowing white. It was a fun little parody, a playful nod to Secret Wars 1984, when Spider-Man accidentally bonded with a symbiote and became Symbiote Spider-Man. Overall, Squirrel Girl's skin in Marvel Rivals looks way cooler than the one in the comics. It has a sharper, edgier design with silver highlights and fierce details like spikes and claws. The best part, her big fluffy tail and even the tiny squirrel on her head have been Venomized too. And honestly, they look badass and totally fit the Venom vibe. So yeah, same core idea, but the comic version was more goofy and simple, while the game version feels like a proper modern fighting game skin. Sleek, stylish, and full of that classic Venom energy with a unique twist. That said, it's just not my style. I'm putting this one in C tier. The black suit skin was inspired by Spider-Man's iconic look. In the Amazing Spider-Man issue 252, released back in 1963, during the Secret Wars event, a cosmic being called the Beyonder kidnapped a bunch of Marvel heroes and villains, sending them to a man-made planet called Battleworld to fight it out. At one point, Spider-Man's classic suit got damaged in a fight. When he heard that the other heroes had found a machine in their base that could create new outfits, Peter went to check it out, but ended up confusing it with a different device. He placed his hand on it, and this mysterious black liquid oozed out and crawled over his body, forming a sleek black suit. It was super stretchy, looked amazing, and could even disguise itself as regular clothes. Peter also discovered that the suit could boost his physical strength, generate its own webbing, and even help him recover energy faster. But after returning to Earth, he started noticing some weird changes. He was getting tired more easily, his mood swings got worse, and he kept losing control of his emotions. With help from Mr. Fantastic, Peter eventually found out the shocking truth. The suit was actually a living creature, a parasite trying to bond with him and take over his mind. In the end, Peter had to rip it off using the loud ringing of church bells, which weakened the creature enough to force it off his body. Compared to the comic version, Spider-Man's skin in the game looks way more intense and creepy. The material has this wet, gooey texture that makes it feel like an actual living creature wrapping itself around Peter. The white spider logo is also redesigned, sharper, more angular, giving the whole look a wild, dangerous, dark fantasy symbiote vibe. Honestly, it's absolutely stunning. 10 out of 10, no notes, straight S+ tier. The Symbiote Raccoon and Symbiote Flora skins were inspired by Rocket and Groot's looks in the Guardians of the Galaxy comics from 2013, specifically during the Planet of the Symbiote storyline. In that event, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, Drax, Gamora, Rocket, and Groot landed on Klyntar, the homeworld of the symbiotes. Well there, both Rocket and Groot were taken over by symbiotes and transformed into dangerous, terrifying versions of themselves. For Groot, both the game and comic versions look equally badass, though the in-game skin does make him look a bit bulkier and more jacked. Same goes for Rocket. The design is solid, but I'm kinda bummed that Marvel Rivals left out one cool detail from the comics. When Rocket got taken over by the symbiote, he grew two giant Gatling guns out of his arms, and that looked insanely cool. The in-game version still looks fine, but it feels kinda basic without that. So yeah, Symbiote Raccoon gets a B tier from me. And Symbiote Flora is going in A tier. The Symbiote Storm skin was inspired by Venomized Storm, who first appeared on the cover of X-Men Prime Issue 1, released in 2017. In this version, Storm is taken over by a symbiote. Her iconic white hair stays the same, but her face and body are completely covered in shiny black symbiote. Her eyes turn pure white, and she grows a terrifying set of sharp, monster-like teeth. While it stays true to the original design, the Marvel Rivals devs gave it a few upgrades to make it pop even more. A sleek, skin-tight symbiote suit, Storm's signature long white hair flowing dramatically, and glowing blue lightning crackling around her shoulders. As of now, I honestly think this is the best Storm skin we've seen so far. No hesitation, this one's going straight to the top, S+ tier. Since this skin also follows the symbiote theme, just like the ones I mentioned earlier, I've gotta give it a spot in this video too. The Captain Klyntar skin was inspired by Captain America's look in Edge of Venomverse Issue 1, released in 2017. In that comic, a version of Steve Rogers from an alternate universe bonds with a symbiote, turning into a super badass venomized Captain America, complete with the signature shiny black suit and a twisted, corrupted version of his iconic shield. You can tell that the Captain Klyntar skin in Marvel Rivals sticks really close to that original design. Most of the extra details just make the look sharper and more modern. I love the direction they went with this one, so yeah, no question here, S+ tier. The Phoenix Diamond and Phoenix King skins were inspired by the looks of Emma Frost and Namor in Avengers vs. X-Men Issue 5, released in 2012. In that storyline, the Avengers and X-Men were locked in an all-out war over the future of humanity, when the cosmic entity known as the Phoenix Force suddenly returned to Earth. At first, it was targeting Hope Summers. But in the middle of the chaos, Iron Man tried to stop it and accidentally split the Phoenix Force into 5 fragments. Each fragment then bonded with a different mutant, Cyclops, Emma Frost, Namor, Colossus, and Magik, turning them into the powerful group known as the Phoenix Five. At this point, Emma Frost is rocking a glowing golden armor with fiery highlights, glowing eyes, and the iconic Phoenix emblem blazing across her chest. Meanwhile, Namor, the king of Atlantis, shows off his proud, muscular physique, now wrapped in blazing cosmic energy. To be fair, both the comic and in-game versions look equally cool and majestic, but personally, I kinda prefer the comic ones, a bit more revealing and spicy. The game versions are a little too covered up for my taste, not gonna lie. Looks good, just not as exciting after a while. So yeah, I'll give both of them a solid I tier. The Weapon Phoenix skin was inspired by Wolverine's look in Avengers Issue 42, released in 2018. In the Enter the Phoenix event, the Phoenix Force returns to Earth and sets up a deadly tournament to find a worthy new host for its full power. During this process, several Marvel heroes are temporarily granted a portion of the Phoenix Force, and Wolverine is one of them. When Wolverine fully receives the power of the Phoenix, he suits up in a fiery black and red armor. With a glowing golden phoenix emblem on his chest, blazing eyes, and flaming claws that look seriously dangerous. Honestly, I think the in-game design looks even cooler and more powerful than the comic version. It strikes a nice balance between Wolverine's wild, feral energy and his warrior vibe, while the comic version leans more into the wild side, so it doesn't feel that different from his usual look. Definitely deserves a spot in S tier. And that's all the fun facts I've got for the Season 3 skins in Marvel Rivals, brought to you by the Lagfather. Got any other cool facts I missed? Drop them in the comments and let me know. Alright, that's it for now, bye bye.